Mr. Speaker, fake news by the leftist Washington Post has gotten even more shrill and more irrational since Donald Trump became president. At a Republican meeting in Philadelphia, a felony was committed by the illegal tape recording and subsequent publication of my private conversation with Vice President Mike Pence about voter fraud. The Washington Post reported that I said, quote, "In my first election in 1982, Democrats rigged about 25% of the voting machines to vote for everyone on the ballot but me. That's 11 of 45 machines," end quote. Rather than reporting about my being a voter fraud victim or about something else I said, that a federal court decree opened the floodgates for illegal alien voting, the Washington Post did a partisan fake news hit piece and gave me, the voter fraud victim, a 4 Pinocchio score on truthfulness. Mr. Speaker, I proudly wear the Washington Post 4 Pinocchios like a red badge of courage. I know what the truth was. I was there. Here are the facts. In 1982, I was a Republican candidate in Alabama House District 18 at a time when Democrats dominated Alabama. All 31 of Alabama's statewide elected officials were Democrats. Democrats held every partisan elected office in Alabama's Tennessee Valley. On Election Day, angry voters called me nonstop about rigged voting machines that would not allow them to vote for Mo Brooks. As a former assistant district attorney, I knew how to conduct an investigation. I talked with witnesses. I examined documents. Another attorney did the same. When the polls opened, 11 of 45 voting machines registered votes for all candidates on the ballot except for Mo Brooks. Not once was my opponent or any other candidate blocked on any machine. My hometown is the birthplace of America's space program and many of America's high-tech weaponry. We know math. Mathematically, if there are 26 candidates on the ballot, which there were, and only one name is blocked out, the odds of a particular candidate being blocked out are 1 in 26. If there are 2 machines that each has one name blocked out, the odds of Mo Brooks being blocked out both times is 1 in 26 squared, or 1 chance out of 676 chances. If there are 11 machines that each have one name blocked out, the odds that all 11 are blocked out names are Mo Brooks are 1 chance in 26 to the 11th power. Hence, the odds that my name, the only name, was accidentally blocked out on 11 different machines, as the Washington Post would have you believe, are 1 chance out of 26 to the 11th power, or 1 chance out of 3.6 quadrillion chances. Conversely, the probability that these 11 voting machines were rigged is 3.6 quadrillion to 1. The evidence is overwhelming. There was no accident. The voting machines were rigged. Who rigged the voting machines? In 1982, every single elected official with control over voting machines was a Democrat. In 1982, I was campaigning in a hotly contested race to be the only Republican legislator in the northern third of Alabama. I was the breach in the Democratic Party dam. Earlier in the campaign, the Democrat Alabama Secretary of State, who is now serving hard time in federal prison, notified me that I would be removed from the ballot because my paperwork was allegedly not in their files. Fortunately, I had date-stamped copies of the documents I filed, thereby forcing the Democrat Secretary of State to back off. The Democrats had motive, the Democrats had opportunity, the Democrats had control. It is fake news for the Washington Post to cover up Democrat sins by suggesting otherwise. Mr. Speaker, the Post's fake news hit piece begs a broader question. Why would the Washington Post even bother to write about an election they know nothing about that happened over 34 years ago? The answer, partisan paranoia. The Democrats and their media allies like the Washington Post are so paranoid and angry about President Trump's election that they are shrilly lying and lashing out against anybody, anytime, regardless of truth. The Washington Post, fake news, sad. As a footnote, despite the voter fraud, I won the election with 57% of the vote. And in a court-ordered election just 1 year later, voters still angry about Democrat voter fraud re-elected me with 82% of the vote. That's 25 percentage points higher than when the Democrats rigged the voting machines. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.